Well, another shooting at a hospital. March 20th of 2025, 2:48 in the p.m. 2:48, that's how old the country is, USA. Breaking, police officer struck during shooting in lower northeast Philly. Welcome one and all, I am Friendshot Pearson, welcome to Friendshot Blue. It's crazy out here. I said a few weeks ago that every state in your union will probably have some drama this year because all 50 states are marked. When that X on April 8th came across the earth, that eclipse, I am now understanding more and more that it's a sign that the world, and particularly America, the 50 states, are being marked. They're being marked. Satan wants his reign. He wants the Antichrist to rule and reign. But I want you to know that Jesus is coming soon. We're another day closer. Whether these things are true, manufactured in part, or just an outright lie. The news is the news is the news. This particular officer got struck in the lower stomach area, luckily an inch more. It would have been a different result, but the bullet hit his vest, the lower part. He's in one hospital. The one who struck him, he's in another hospital. And you know, this is the second incident in a hospital in the same day. Kind of make me wonder how we keep from going under, huh? A police source says an officer was struck in the vest during a shooting that happened around lunchtime on Thursday in Crescentville section of the city. You know, when I think about Crescent, don't you think about moon? That's the first thing I thought about. I'm like, Crescent moon. Yeah, and this is the year of the snake and the year of the lunar moon. Lunis, the female god of the moon. So now we have Crescentville. Is that speaking? A Philadelphia police officer was struck in the vest when a man started, just say he was doing this here. In a Crescentville, in a lower northeast section of Philadelphia, Thursday. I'm gonna let you hear from the police sergeant's lips, okay? Just want to give you an introduction. And they said around the 4600 block of Roosevelt Boulevard. 4600. 46, George Orwell, George Floyd, JFK, they all made their demise at 46 years old. Is this a sign? Is it a sign? I teach the clues, the codes, the colors, the comprehension time. You get a conclusion. Check it out.
NC Plus, I'm Nick Serdan. Right now, you're watching aerials of reports of officer-involved shooting in Philadelphia. Right now, we're getting reports that a police officer was taken to the hospital after they were shot outside Friends Hospital in Northeast Philadelphia. This happened just moments ago. Again, we're getting reports of that. Now, the hospital located on Adams Avenue and Roosevelt Boulevard. If you're familiar with the Philadelphia area. Now, according to a source, when it comes to these reports that we're getting, an officer's bullet-proof vest prevented from serious injury. The officers shot the suspect, according to reports, who the suspect fired at the officer. Now, the shooter was taken to a separate hospital, and the officer was taken to Temple University Hospital. And again, this is all developing right now. And you see, this is a live look from our...
And Temple Hospital, Temple. Another code word. I did a video on Temple. It was Temple Hospital. You might recall that a police officer was shot there also. Yeah, I think it was a security guard. Either way, someone in law enforcement was shot at Temple Hospital back in the day. and he could succumb to his injuries. I want to say about a year and a half ago. But if you notice, when they first started out this report, this correspondent here, what did he say? He said, Friends Hospital. Friends. Some of y'all old school, when you hear Friends, what do you think of? What do you think of? Now listen to the Commander-in-Chief here, what he has to say. Check it out.
So, good afternoon, everyone. So I'll go through the facts, and as indicated by Sergeant Grip, I mean, this is still a significantly active investigation. At around 12:24 p.m. today, officers saw an individual running through the traffic. At some point during the process, they engaged the male. During that,
I'm going to stop it here because I want you to look at something. Between the face of this officer and the commander here, and then from his ear to here, there's going to be a woman that walks past, and you're going to see Tiffany blue, similar to his stripe here. But the Phoenician blue is going to speak. The Phoenician blue, let me show you what I'm talking about. Phoenician colors, Tiffany blue. See this here? It's going to be in this category. It won't be exactly it, but it's going to be close to it like this. And I believe that's a prop. I believe when they tell these stories, they prop. That is, they have situations to remind and to say, look, I'm marking my turf. I'm a part of this story. Watch, you're going to see the blue come past. People, you might not believe this, but I've been covering this. I've been knowing about this thing for a long time. There are rulers of darkness who control the narrative many times, and they are running the world secretly, and it's my job to reveal that to you. So watch somebody walk past. Just ask yourself, is it coincidence? That's on you. Once you watch enough of my videos and you see what's going on, you'll be like, at some point you got to say, you know what? Maybe there's something there. Check it out.
engagement, the individual was willing to be a voluntary commitment at 201, which we described because he apparently was having some kind of mental health issue. The officers, part of a 201 commitment is the individual.
Bingo. Gonna make sure you see it. I got my hand up, don't I? Allegedly. See that?
As indicated, is voluntarily going to a mental health for services. The officers called for a wagon, 1501 wagon. They put that male in the back of the wagon. That person is not handcuffed, as indicated he's being voluntarily going. When he arrived at Friends Hospital on the boulevard, the male exited the back of the vehicle. The officers are engaging him and direct him where he can go in to start that voluntary process. At some point during that, the individual turned and attacked the officer. A significant battle is underway and fighting amongst the officers. At some point, the officers are down on the ground. They're trying to retain the individual's now trying to take one of the officers' weapons. They are fighting. At some point during that, the officers tased this individual and were not successful. At some point during this altercation, the individual was able to get the officer's weapon. Shortly thereafter, there's an exchange of gunfire between the individual who now has the police officer's weapon and his partner. That individual, my officer, was then struck in his bulletproof vest, as the mayor indicated. We're very fortunate, about an inch below at the base of his vest, where he was struck and the bullet was repelled. The other officer was not struck. His partner was not struck. There was exchange of gunfire, as I indicated. The individual was shot multiple times. He was transported.
We're going to stop there, and somebody else walks past. You can barely see it, but there's a purple here. There's purple here. I worked in media for years, and this is how we used to stage in movies, background in musicals, background in theater. Boom. Looking at his phone, you see the purple on his wrist. And that's natural. When you're at the hospital, you do get a little wristband, don't you? Okay, well, we got purple. That's all I'm saying. So the individual was transported in a 1501 wagon. A 1501 wagon. He had mental health issues. When he got inside the hospital, that's when he started wrestling with the officers. Evidently, he grabbed one of the guns. Boom, shot the officer with his own weapon. Now, the one where Monica gets a roommate. That was the first episode of Friends. That was September 22nd, 1994. This happened at Friends Hospital. So we have 922. 922. Take 922 of 2023 versus today's date, 3/20 of 2025, you get 78 weeks. Who's 78 years old? That'd be Donald John Trump. The late Matthew Perry, may he rest in peace. August 19th, birthday, departed October 28th. October 28th, 2026 versus today's date, 3/20 of 2025. The difference is 84 weeks. Who's born August 4th? Barack Obama. Matthew Perry was a star in the sitcom Friends. So was Jennifer Aniston, born February 11th. Take February 11th, 2026, our next birthday, subtract it from today, 3/20 of 2025. The difference is exactly 47 weeks, not a day longer. Friends Hospital, is that coincidence? It's deep, ain't it? Crescentville comes out to 78. Who's 78 years old? Donald J. Trump. And Crescent Moon, still 78. That's deep, y'all. That's deep. Still 78. That's deep. Now let me put in 1501 wagon since I'm here. 1501 wagon. Nothing there that I can tell. 1501 wagon. Police wagon. Okay, we'll go from there. Now we have the name of the hospital, Friends Hospital. Isn't that something? And it's a psychiatric hospital. Yeah, it's a psychiatric hospital. Frankfurt, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And it says added NRHP January 20th, 1999, although it was founded in 1813, but we take January 20th as a significance of the hospital in terms of a date. January 20th for Friends Hospital. Does January 20th ring a bell, people? That says, does January 20th ring a bell? If you take January 20th, 2025, what is that? That's the day that Trump was what? Inaugurated. Subtracted from today's date, 3/20 of 2025, the difference is 8 weeks and 4 days. Barack Obama was what? Born August 4th. Then look, today's date, 3/20 of 2025, subtracted from the day that Trump was hit in the ear in Butler, Pennsylvania, 7/13/2024, literally, the difference is 8/8. And Trump's text number is 88022. When I think about that inauguration, I think about they were supposed to have been singing, but they couldn't sing. The singer, no music on inauguration day from singer. Remember that day, Carrie Underwood? And then I connected it to the song American Pie. Let's see. American Pie written what date? Let me see. American Pie release date song. Okay, I've done it before. It's in my history when I did I did a video on it. You guys remember it. Okay, this says October 24th, 1971. October 24th, 1024. 1024. Let's see. I hope that's the date. So I'm trying to give out the wrong information. 1024. Let's see if that rings a bell here. Bye bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. And good old boy was drinking whiskey and rye, singing, "This will be the day that I die." Well, people, I see something here. I see July 4th, so there is a tie-in. Today's date, 3/20 of 2025. Carrie Underwood tried to sing on January 20th, but the music wouldn't play. Remember, the music wouldn't play? And I tied it into the song, Miss American Pie, being that the music wouldn't play. The lyrics of the song of American Pie says the music wouldn't play. When you take that anniversary date of that song versus today, you get 7 months and 4 days. America was born July 4th, 1776. That exact date was 1971. Let's see. 1971. 53 years ago. We can look at a lot of things here, people, I'm telling you. A lot of things we can look at. The powers that be, they have great script writers. And I'm not in the room, but hey, I know how to decode. I know how to decode. I know how to figure it out. Takes me some time, but I can figure it out. 7-3. Bye bye, Miss American Pie. Three. Donald Trump's birthday. 6/14/2024. American Pie. 10/24/2023. The difference is 33 weeks and 3 days. All right, people. Just wanted to bring this up to your attention. Police officer is recovering, and that's the second shooting we've had at a hospital in one day. Will there be a third? That's deep. 333. All right, folks, I'm out.